With reactions to statements made by the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Cardoso, who on Tuesday, while explaining the reasons behind the depreciation of the naira, said the demand for foreign exchange for education and healthcare, amounting to $40 billion over the past decade, significantly eroded the strength of the naira. Cardoso spoke when he appeared before plenary of the House of Representatives.
Looking at the demand side of the exchange rate, it's important to note the growing number of Nigerian students studying abroad. In 1980s and 1990s, the need for US dollars for their living expenses was minimal. However, recent data shows a significant change. According to UNESCO's Institute of Statistics, the number of Nigerian students abroad increased from less than 15,000 in 1998 to over 71,000 in 2015. It is crucial to highlight that between 2010 and 2020, foreign education expenses amounted to a substantial $28.65 billion, as per the CBN's publicly available balance of payments statistics. Similarly, medical treatment abroad has incurred around $11 billion in costs during the same period. Consequently, over the past decade, foreign exchange demand for education and healthcare has totaled nearly $40 billion. Notably, this amount surpasses the total current foreign exchange reserves of the CBN.
All right, Cardoso has quoted these statistics for transparency in the demand and supply of foreign exchange. But obviously, Nigerians have, said that he's, blaming the fact that, $40 billion have been used in over 10 years by, for education and the health sector. Well, let me pull up a tweet from user Spotlight Abe, who posted a video where Peter OBI talked about how brain drain can be an economic gain with the caption, Cardoso conveniently told a single story today by trying to blame Nigerians studying abroad for naira depreciation when they themselves have zero frugality, zero consideration, and zero commitment to cutting costs of governance. He also forgot how much foreign remittances these same people make into the economy.
Everywhere in the world where there's been a brain drain, actually, if they do the right thing, you know what will happen? All those brain drain, I tell them, they will be brain gain. Because they will be the first investors to come back when I and Daddy start turning around here. They will come back with their investment. The first foreign investor you attract in any country is people who have left from your system, who have made money abroad. When they now see opportunity here, they will come back. Like I always say, when people go but that's not remittances, I said we double it. How are we going to double it? When we produce a conducive environment for them to bring more money. Today they are remitting only 5% of their income. They will remit 10 to 20. So they start coming back to invest here. It is more conducive. They start coming back for holidays and everything. And we will do that. So brain drain will be brain gain in the future. Watch it happen.
All right. We also talked about the fact that, we're not even getting foreign exchange into the country because we don't have schools that, can attract those foreign exchange. It's really all about our reserves at this point. But, Nigerians are still talking. Let me take another tweet from Nigeria Election Police, who wrote, "They know how to analyze and read numbers, but what lesson are we learning from it all? That's a total of 51 billion that could be in Nigeria if only we invested in a good healthcare system and good schools. Imagine the difference that Tinubu and APC administration could have made in 8 months by investing in those two sectors rather than spending billions on SUVs for legislators. And now imagine how having steady electricity would help those two sectors." I mean, I really liked that tweet. Earlier this week, Ayo, we did take that story about the Herbert Wigwe University, or the Wigwe University, charging in dollars. And this is, the foreigners coming in to Nigeria, and they will be paying in dollars. Hopefully that would help as well.
Yes, that should help. Thank you. And this has been said a number of times. We looked back at history and how attractive our education system was, such that we attracted people from around the world who sought for Nigeria for their education, you know, for quality education. And the fact that if you obtained a degree from overseas, it was seen as you couldn't get, you know, you were not able to get into a Nigerian university. When we talk about universities like University of Ibadan, Ife, as they call Great Ife, Great now Obafemi Awolowo University, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and so many others like that. We attracted not just students, but also faculty, quality faculty from around the world. However, I do think there's a very salient point in what Mr. Peter Obi said in that interview. And I alluded to that point earlier on with regards to the fact that we can turn around this Japa syndrome, whereby we're having a lot of Nigerians going abroad.
Yes.
By making it attractive for them to come back. Why would a Nigerian who's gone abroad, yes, we already talk about the fact that we should make our education system better and build institutions so that people would rather stay here than take our money abroad. But even very important is how do we attract those talents back home?
Yes.
So they've gone abroad. They've gone to some of the best schools in the world. They've gained experience, gained knowledge, been exposed to, global talents from all around the world. How do we make? There was a time, I think, in just about 10 years ago, when there was a syndrome, a huge syndrome of Nigerians coming back, young people coming to set up businesses, small businesses, and we're thriving. But unfortunately, the environment, the climate is not friendly anymore. So that's perhaps something we can look at. Well, we've complained about Japa enough. Let's see how we can get our Japa, or people who've lived abroad for many years, to Japada, as they say,
absolutely,
to come back home and build the nation based on the skills and talents they've gotten abroad. I do hope we'll fix the education system and healthcare system.
Well said, Ayo. We'll take another story. The Kogi State government has accused the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of desperately trying to tarnish the image of Yahaya Bello, the former governor of the state. The state government said the EFCC, in an amended charge before the court, included Bello's name and accused him of diverting state funds to the tune of 80 billion naira in September 2015. The commission also claimed that Bello is at large. Kingsley Fanwo, the state's commissioner for information, described the claims as ridiculous and laughable, as Yahaya Bello only became governor of the state in 2016 and could not have conspired with anyone in the government house to divert funds. He further described the EFCC as an agency infested with persons whose intents disagree with the noble intention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to defeat corruption in Nigeria. I mean, what can I say? When I saw this story, I was like, now wow, this type of accusation and allegation, apparently the person that was supposed to be, investigated had a Bello in his name, and they, called Yahaya Bello. I mean, the case is still in court or whatever it is, but it just goes to show the, the level of, what sort of transparency is this agency coming up with at this point? But in the meantime, a video that has since gone viral showed the newly inaugurated governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, allegedly ordering political stakeholders in the ruling All Progressives Congress to prioritize the authority of his predecessor, Yahaya Bello. In the event, he gives an order that conflicts with that of Bello's. Let's take a look.
Ila na je Bello de ilo abaya omori yo wa de akara ikana we ala je Bello aka judan demi ka judan aba onu judan no directive ona by me follow ma ko ni pataki ime hore be he anu kuguru ona dafa onye bi only we got cheap.
Well, all right, this story has been out there. There was another story that was trending about office of the former governor, which the Kogi State, has debunked at this point. But this video has been out there for about a week and a half now, and we haven't heard anything from the, you know, the newly inaugurated governor saying that he did not order anybody to, you know, obey the governor's, his predecessor's orders. I mean, they said that he made this video because he didn't want the situation that happened in Rivers State to happen in Kogi State. That's the story that they're saying.
What do you expect?
There's even a picture I saw him kneeling down for Yahaya. Did you see that picture?
What do you expect? It's a new reign of godfatherocracy.
Yeah.
It didn't start today. It started many years ago. In fact, even the elections in the late 70s, people had godfathers. And even, I think one you remember very closely, the case of Adedibu in your state. And you've constantly had godfathers here and there. And we all remember what the case is in Lagos. You know, for all these years, how one man used to be the person that used to ensure who becomes next governor in Lagos. So he dares not. He wants to challenge the white lion? No, he can't challenge the white lion. Who born him? Nobody born and where to challenge the white lion.
But that was what happened in Rivers State. There were people saying, I don't challenge Wike.
That's the kind of system we have built.
Absolutely.
You know, a system. And that's why when somebody came here yesterday, I was talking about Rivers State. I said, we are fighting for the interest of people of Rivers State. I said, you gave up yourself long ago the day you allowed one man to be able to rule over the destiny of your state. So I'm not surprised. I mean, would Ododo be able to get in there without Yahaya Bello? So how would you not say listen to him, you know, pay obeisance to him and all of that? It's still going to be a third. So, but these people do it, you know, because knowing that they can easily get a third term, because you're not giving them the right for a third term, but they can get a third term if they put their proxies in there. And they get away with it because the people also aid and abet them. Because there's a lot of vote buying, we cannot challenge the electoral process properly. This man gets his person in there. So he will act like God. No, so what do you expect? Yeah, they've debunked governors of the governor and everything. But yeah, like they debunk, they don't debunk. The truth is, things will still pretty much work as clockwork, like it is an office there. Right. And it will still wield a lot of influence there. That's the way politics work in Nigeria.
Yeah, godfatherism needs to end.
It needs to end. It's still a case of a Baba Sokpe somewhere. Right. Except we break the cycle of Baba Sokpe, then we will not be able to solve all the problems. You see, the biggest problem with Nigeria, women are protesting that there's no light in the Port Harcourt and everything. Self-interest. Self-interest. There are a lot of people that are feeding fat for this country that they